Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso. Legends of Formula One, but even the greatest drivers aren't immune to embarrassing moments. Today we're diving into the biggest blunders of these racing giants, from strategic fiascos to emotional meltdowns and collisions that turn championships upside down. And trust me, there are moments here they'd definitely rather you forget. Picture this. Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion, widely considered one of the greatest drivers ever, and yet in 2024, he faces a string of moments that truly put his reputation on the line. Hard to believe after so much success, right? Well, the 2024 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was supposed to be Hamilton's triumphant farewell from Mercedes. What happened? During Q1, a loose tethering post caused by Kevin Magnussen, Haas, got stuck under Hamilton's car. If you've ever seen the W15 up close, you know how sensitive F1 aerodynamics can be. The result? A sluggish lap that left him 18th on the grid, his worst qualifying result ever in Abu Dhabi. You could hear his frustration on team radio.
That was bad.
Toto Wolff, the team boss, also sounded defeated, as though he were silently acknowledging the sad end of an era.
Yeah, shit, Lewis. That was bad.
It didn't stop there. At the Las Vegas GP, Hamilton made a tactical error in Q3, opting for an extra warm-up lap that destroyed his tires. The consequence? He wound up only 10th on the grid, while George Russell stole pole. Hamilton took full responsibility publicly, saying, "That was a wrong call on my part," and mentioned the car's sudden instability. Mercedes, caught off guard, couldn't pinpoint the exact technical cause. Was it just tire wear, or was there something about the car's setup that slipped under the radar?
I'm really quite far back, so I'll just see what I can do from there.
Think that was the end of it? At the United States GP, Hamilton wrestled with a W15 he himself called a nightmare. A front suspension failure during the sprint race wrecked the car's balance, dropping him to a disastrous 19th in qualifying.
Come on, guys. That was not good.
Seeing him behind Valtteri Bottas, now at Sauber, was shocking for anyone used to Hamilton's usual front row presence.
Probably stuck in pit lane because they got to. Otherwise, I won't be going anywhere from where I am.
The 2024 season was so underwhelming that Hamilton finished 7th in the championship with just 223 points, trailing George Russell 6th. Once the dominators of the hybrid era, Mercedes simply couldn't adapt to the post-2022 technical regulations, delivering a shaky, inconsistent car. In Interlagos under the rain, Hamilton barely scored any points, and in Qatar, after a disastrous sprint race, he openly admitted, "I don't think I'm a quick driver anymore."
And that's a very forlorn looking Lewis Hamilton. A bit amazed that
Max Verstappen is revered for his razor-sharp aggression and otherworldly talent, yet on multiple occasions, that aggression has overstepped the fine line between boldness and danger. Anyone who watched the 2024 Austrian Grand Prix witnessed one such moment. Verstappen and Lando Norris were battling for the lead, and then boom, Verstappen abruptly shut the door in turn 3, causing contact that knocked Norris out of the race. Verstappen was handed a 10-second penalty and 2 penalty points on his super license. "That was stupid and reckless," said Norris, sending shockwaves through the entire paddock.
One of the most dramatic moments we have seen in Formula One.
His rivalry with Hamilton reached new heights at the 2024 Hungarian GP, where Verstappen locked his tires during an overtake attempt and collided with the Briton. Hamilton, who still finished 3rd, commented, "From his side, there's always animosity." This incident fueled criticisms that Verstappen sometimes goes too far when fighting for position. Even in races that could be clean, he seems to adopt a win or crash style that can at times backfire. During the 2024 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, after a first lap tangle with Oscar Piastri, Verstappen got slapped with another 10-second penalty. His radio outburst, "Let's just make it 20 seconds, stupid idiots," made it clear how he reacts to setbacks. The FIA chose not to dig deeper into that comment, but anyone observing could see Verstappen struggles to handle official sanctions with grace. Rolling back the clock to the 2016 US Grand Prix, Verstappen famously pitted without any call from the team. Red Bull wasn't ready, so he drove straight through the pit lane with no service. Helmut Marko called the moment embarrassing, and even Verstappen admitted he had no idea what he was thinking. To top it off, a gearbox failure later ended his race, multiplying the frustration.
What happened, Max? I thought you boxed me, sorry.
conflict with Russell in 2024 at the Qatar GP showed another side of Verstappen's fiery personality. He accused Russell of lying to the stewards and flatly stated he'd lost all respect for him. Toto Wolff and Christian Horner then exchanged their own barbs, further escalating tensions behind the scenes. Verstappen even labeled Russell a traitor, bringing a toxic air to the paddock that could undermine the entire team atmosphere if left unchecked.
I went into qualifying, I knew the car was...
Verstappen also challenged the FIA's profanity ban by holding an unsanctioned media session outside the circuit in Singapore, resulting in fines and even threats of him quitting F1. "If I can't be myself, I don't want to stay," he retorted. This rebellious attitude won him the support of those who see him as a free spirit, but also drew heavy fire from observers who believe F1 demands professionalism and emotional control. 2 world titles, countless legendary races, but also a stack of moments that tarnished his image. Alonso embodies this duality. On one day, he can be the most complete driver on the grid. On another, he'll lose his cool and wade into conflicts that border on unacceptable.
We must save fuel, we must target zero.
Let's recall this setting. Alonso leading comfortably in the wet at the 2006 Chinese Grand Prix. Renault, a top-tier team at the time, rolled the dice on a bizarre pit stop, changing only his front tires. The result? A massive drop in pace, allowing both Giancarlo Fisichella and Michael Schumacher to overtake him, followed by a problem with a wheel nut that cost another 19.2 seconds. Alonso clawed back from 6th to finish just 3.1 seconds behind Schumacher. It was a heroic recovery, sure, but it left that lingering thought, if only they hadn't messed up the strategy. In 2023, now at Aston Martin, Alonso managed a podium in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix despite running the final laps with a misfiring cylinder. Relying on last-ditch electronics to compensate for lost performance, he still secured a strong result, but it showcased how brittle the car was under pressure, fueling questions about the team's reliability even amid good finishes. An even more controversial incident came at the 2024 Australian GP when Alonso was penalized for potentially dangerous driving after causing George Russell to crash. Telemetry revealed he braked 100 meters earlier than usual in turn 6 and downshifted abnormally. The stewards found the move potentially dangerous, though they didn't assign intentional blame. Alonso was dropped from 6th to 8th, leaving him a target of public criticism. During 2025 preseason testing, Alonso collided at turn 3, citing unpredictable gusts of wind. Rumors flew about possible ERS failures or even a concussion. McLaren, his former team, denied any mechanical glitch, while Alonso and Aston Martin remained silent. It raised questions about both his safety and how transparent the technical investigations really were. Perhaps the most famous Alonso outburst is the GP2 engine remark at the 2015 Japanese GP when he publicly slammed Honda's lack of power while driving for McLaren. That remark humiliated Honda and deepened the rift within the team, culminating in his departure at the end of 2018. In 2024, another public spat emerged when Alonso blamed FOM Formula One management for painting him as grumpy by showcasing only his angriest moments on TV. He'd complained during free practice in Abu Dhabi, calling his car the worst ever, and complaining about traffic. He managed to qualify 8th, but felt the broadcast focused exclusively on his frustration, distorting his public image. Alonso's 2022 season also featured significant bad luck and inconsistency. At Imola, he collided with Mick Schumacher on lap 1, then racked up more mechanical failures in other races, leaving him with a meager 2 points after 4 events. He lamented, "I should have 25 or 30 points, not 2. It's a telling snapshot of a driver who knows his worth yet can't seem to align car performance and reliability all at once." Despite nearly winning titles with Ferrari in 2010 and 2012, Alonso walked away empty-handed, a wound he never fully healed. He often says that taking a Ferrari to victory would have been his greatest dream, but tensions behind the scenes eventually forced him out in 2014. His time at McLaren Honda proved even more turbulent, with public criticism of the engine's power and reliability leading to the team languishing well outside the points. In 2017, at the Canadian GP, he even quipped, "Are we racing alone or are there more cars on track?" highlighting just how non-competitive McLaren had become. If we list out Alonso's more humiliating moments, we'll see questionable maneuvers, botched team strategies, arguments with bosses, and even scathing remarks about engineers. And yet, nobody denies he's one of the greatest talents F1 has ever seen. The core question is how often his combative nature worked against the legacy he's built. Alonso keeps racing, chasing that elusive third title that would put him alongside legends like Ayrton Senna, Niki Lauda, and Nelson Piquet. But the path there remains lined with obstacles, many of them self-inflicted.
With ingredients used by elite athletes, Pineal Guardian is designed to meet the highest standards of mental performance. It's a specially formulated supplement to enhance your focus, memory, and processing speed. It's safe, natural, and effective. Click the link below now and experience the rush of accelerating your brain.
So which of these moments shocked you the most? Do you think any of these drivers could have sidestepped such fiascos? Or is this all part of F1's intensely competitive nature? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and share this video with your fellow racing fans. Thank you for watching, and catch you later.